Welcome back, everybody, to the Anything Goes Happy Hour here in downtown Laguna Beach at the Laguna Beach Cultural Arts Center. We're very happy to have an amazing show in store for you guys. We have one of the most talented people in Hollywood right here and any place else around. We have Joey Sykes in the room.
What's happening, Rick?
I'm just so excited that you're here. And I know there's a lot of things that happened today, but we still made it, and you still made the trip down here.
This is great, man. This place is amazing.
No, well, thank you. Thank you.
Great
Well,
spot.
You've done everything: a writer, producer, singer, songwriter, rocker, and you've done a lot of things. And you're doing a lot of things with that. So we're definitely very interested in finding out a little bit more about you. We also have Suki. We go by Suki's. Yeah, Suki Dale. He's one of our town's cherished sculptors, artists. He has an amazing story. He's come all the way from India. So we're going to learn a lot about his travel, why he came here, and what he's doing, and all the beautiful stuff that he's blessed this town with. And then Amale Jones, R&B, soul. He is the real deal, folks. He's also a lot of fun to watch and listen to because he just loses himself in it. So right now we're going to go to commercial breaks. We're going to learn a little bit about some local businesses, and then a little teaser video for the Blue Water Music Festival for the lost footage that has been found. There's a story behind that as well. Okay, so we'll see you in a second.
I'm Francesca. I'm the owner of Gigi's. We are here since 15 years. And we are known for our Mediterranean specialties. The most selling item is the Iskandar kebab and the gyro plate. We have all over a menu with salads, also Italian Mediterranean specialties. And we have inside seating, outside seating, open air. And we are located at 540 South Coast Highway. And our phone number is 949-494-9306. And we have a very nice webpage. It's gigiscafebistro.com.
Bonjour, messieurs, dames. Welcome back again. Downtown Laguna Beach. We're open 7 days a week, 8 to 3. This is the real deal, of course, artisan. You can find us on the web, moulin.com, in-store, curbside, telephone, 949-715-6990. French operators are standing by. The real deal. Pâtisserie, sandwich, salade, viennoiserie, wine store, épicerie. Voilà.
Hello guys, this is Chantilly Ice Cream in Laguna Beach, and we want to show you our beautiful store. We have a big variety of ice cream, 20 flavors, up to 30 flavors every time here. We have non-fat yogurt, vanilla, chocolate and mix. We have a big variety of smoothies. We have frozen bananas with nuts. We are located in the right near the main beach of Laguna Beach. The address is 202 Park Avenue. It's like heart of Laguna Beach, and we always welcome you with a beautiful, nice, big variety of ice cream right here. Come here, we will be very happy to help you here.
Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the Anything Goes Happy Hour. This is the 18th episode. I can't believe it. It's already 18 weeks of this amazing show. I'm very happy to be back in the studio with Mr. Sykes here. And first of all, a lot of people aren't aware of who you are and what you've done. You've done just so much. It's incredible. And
I stay underground somehow. I don't know.
But you're
maybe
originally,
not by design, but
you're originally from New York.
yes.
Yeah, and you were there, and you kind of you did their chops there. But I know you're also writing in Nashville. you take some time off and write there. So there's a little bit of a Southern soul to you. Is that correct?
You know, I pretty much spend my time between New York, where I'm from. I live in California, and I go to Nashville a lot, like you said, to do writing trips mainly and some producing and shows. So between those three, and also being on the road when we're allowed to be on the road, we're not
Yeah.
allowed now.
Yeah.
But so I'm just, you know, it's all music, 24 hours, all the time.
It's been a big part. It's been your whole life. It's something you can't help, and it's it shows in everything you're doing. I love the fact also we're going to start the thing off, I think, by going to a video and actually getting people a little taste of what you're doing here. And I thought that a good way to start off would be, let's see if I get this. Let me see here. Nothing's easy on a. Oh, there we go. Okay. I thought well, we have a COVID song also.
Yeah.
We're going to load that in. That's going to be, we'll finish the show with that, or your segment with that right here. But we have Peace. Well, first of all, He Never Cried. That's a song about your father.
It's about you know, it's about any father who has trouble showing emotion to their kid. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty more prevalent than people like to talk about, where a father doesn't say I love you, never cries, but it doesn't mean that they don't love you and they wouldn't do anything for you. It's just that this macho thing, like, especially where I'm from,
Yeah.
you know, Long Island, New York, everyone's just all macho and no one ever, you know, they just have to show that strength. So that's kind of what the song's about.
Well, we're going to go to the song right after this, but one thing that kind of comes to mind when you say that, a lot of amazing artists come from that type of background where they didn't have the affection, but they had to find different ways to find it. Do you think that affected and helped and enriched your art?
You know, probably subliminally, you know, maybe,
Yeah.
but, you know, I just write by experience and just, I'm really into lyrics. So anything you'll hear from me is always lyric, probably first and foremost. I'm never settling. I'm always fixing a song. And then when it's finally ready to be recorded, I was like, okay, think I got it as good as I can get it.
Oh, that would explain the prolific writer part of you, and that's something that you've done for your entire life.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look, and this is He Never Cried by Joey Sykes. Here we go. Yeah.
I was 4 years old and nervous. I did something wrong. I could see my mom was hurting as she put my seatbelt on. One last stop by our old house to say one last goodbye. And if I live to be 100, I'll still see my daddy's eyes. He never cried, didn't let his feelings show. What was deep inside that man, no one would ever know. Not one word, not one tear. He watched those taillights disappear. I guess I'll never know the reason why he never cried. From Little League to graduation, he was always there. When I turned 21, he was waiting to buy me my first beer. I got closer to him, but it still seemed so alone. Every time a door would open, I found another wall of stone. He never cried, he couldn't let his feelings show. What was deep inside that man, no one would ever know. Not one word, not one tear, across the miles and through the years. I guess I'll never know the reason why he never cried. You'd think a man that strong would live forever, but nobody ever leaves this world alive. I was right there by his side when he said his last goodbye. He never cried. He thought it made a man look weak, but I know he'd forgive me for these tears on my cheeks. but not so hard to do. I guess I don't need to know the reason why he never cried. Oh no, he never cried.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Anything Goes Happy Hour here in downtown Laguna Beach at the Laguna Beach Cultural Arts Center. We're back here with our extinguished guest.
Extinguished, not yet.
Distinguished guest, Joey Sykes. And just another incredible example of songwriting, and the melody is so up, and it just makes me feel like
in your head,
everything's
huh?
going to be okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great, man. I can see why they took that as an anthem. The hospital did.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the song.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it, you know. I always wish it could have more legs and get out there more, and
Yeah.
and you know, your show is going to be great, and you
Yeah.
know, things like this. That's why I do them if I feel like I want to do them and get the word out, and you know, some of my songs. So thank you.
Well, you're doing a lot of incredible stuff, and I know I'm hearing through the grapevine that you have an exciting project right now that's in the works, and it's really kind of immense. Can you talk about that? You want to talk?
It's pretty huge. Like maybe 2 months ago, I kind of wanted to do something. You know, a lot of my musician friends who are not able to tour are available. You know, more so now than any other summer. I wouldn't be able to get a lot of these guys. So
Yeah.
I chose a song which I don't want to say because I want it to be a surprise. But I recorded a song and had about 20 guitar players, pretty famous ones too, and couple of famous drummers, Steve Ferroni, Tom Petty's drummer, he's on it. Greg Bissonette, who's
Yeah.
another famous guy, you know.
Ringo?
He's playing with Ringo. So I got those guys on drums. Jeff Pilson plays with Foreigner, he's a bass player. Roger Manning plays keyboards for Jellyfish and Beck, and all these kind of really nice staple. And then about 20 guitar players. Got Sheryl Crow's guitar player, Peter Stroud, Mitch Perry, Tommy Hendrickson from Alice Cooper, Hollywood Vampires. So it's just this crazy, you know, everyone kind of giving me a little bits and pieces and solos, and it's going to eventually be all these little videos of squares when they come in, and it's just going to be a nice moment, and I'm going to be raising money for music education in public schools.
That's great. Yeah,
So there's a
I heard
couple of
about
really
it.
big
Yeah.
charities, and we're going to try to make it a really big campaign, and just try to, you know, do my part, you know.
Yeah.
Figured I'd be doing all these years and know so many amazing, accomplished, famous musicians who are great, and I could get them because I'm friends with them and I work with them, and now like kind of everyone, a lot of people are available.
Yeah, yeah.
So it came together great. Everyone was so gracious, and I'm so excited. It's about maybe a month away from being released, and it's gonna be special.
And you're giving it just one more example. I always try to drive this point: the contributions the music scene and the musicians give the world. All artists do, but musicians have always been kind of it's immediate. It's something that disappears. You don't see a photo of it afterwards or a painting, and a lot of people lose sight the fact of the benefits and the contributions the musicians give. I'm talking. Mudslides, fires, like this, the big benefit concerts the musicians come out for, they usually don't get paid. Or if it's a person that's just down the street losing his liver and has medical bills. How many of these type of events have you played, Joey? I mean, probably
Yeah,
hundreds in your life.
And, you know, there's some people that are fortunate financially that might have a, you know, there could be, you know, if there's a Sheryl Crow fan or an Alice Cooper fan, and they see, like, people from those bands, and they may be fortunate enough, and they may have kids that they want to be a champion for music education in public schools, you know. So it just could be like a whole tie-in, and then maybe you could do a nice thing. And that's all I set out to do, is just to do a good thing. I didn't want to get too political. Of course, there was a little bit of that in my mind. I wanted to just do a good thing, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to do a nice thing through music.
Yeah,
you know?
which you
That's what
did,
it
which is great, and you continue to do that. So I've seen a lot of examples researching you a little bit, and I see a little theme that goes through there, and that's one of it. The next song is a good example of that also. It's Peace and Love.
Yeah.
And that was shot locally in L.A.?
Yeah. We just went down to the beach. where was it? I think it was Venice. Just kind of went down there with a camera crew, and I have a band called Honey River that's, not quite out there yet. But
Yeah, talk about that a little bit.
yeah,
then
it's
we'll-
just, I go to Nashville for the last like 15 years to write, and I had all these songs piling up and really doing nothing with them. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna put a band together in California, like kind of a like the Laurel Canyon scene, but a modern day version of it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Tom Petty, Eagles, like that kind of vibe, but
Yeah.
with some fresh paint.
Yeah, that's great.
So again, Steve Ferroni, Tom Petty's drummer, plays on a bunch of songs, and I just haven't released I made a full length record, and it's ready to go. And I did about 3 or 4 videos. They're up on YouTube, but it's a nice project. But I just haven't really fully released it yet.
Well, this is Joey Sykes again in his project Honey River. The song is Peace and Love. I think it says it all. Here we go. I hope you enjoy.
Trying to keep it simple, sing about the sunshine. Back when we were little, hearing music for the first time. Read about the 60s, the flower generation, pictures of the hippies, and a war that divided the nation. And just like then, we sure could use a little peace, love, and happiness. Is it too much to ask for a little peace, love, and happiness? Searching for the answers, wanna make it all good, eliminate the cancers. I'd do it all alone if I could. Wish I could make you smile. Lord knows I'm trying. This world is getting wild. Way too many living things are dying. Right about now we sure could use a little peace, love, and happiness. Is it too much to ask for a little peace, love, and happiness? Trying to be better, mind is open, come together now. Everything is mine, everything is yours, but we just need to find a little more peace, love, and happiness. Can we get it together and live in peace, love, and happiness? Is it too much to ask for a little peace, love, and happiness? One world, one dream, peace, love, and happiness.
Welcome back once again, everybody, to the Anything Goes Happy Hour. We're back here with our distinguished guest, Joey Sykes. And one more incredible example of this beautiful heart and soul. And thank you, Joey, for everything you're doing. I'm loving the music. It's great.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, there's some more things coming up as well. We wanted to talk about that. But there's a whole nother side to you. There's the rocker side.
There is.
And there's the Babies. You're part of the Babies, and you were part of Coward. And can we talk a little bit about some other projects you play with in the Babies?
Yeah, well, Coward was really the first my first big break, I like to say. It was back in late '96. I got signed to Elektra Records, and it was a band called Coward, and produced by a really great producer, Jerry Finn, who produced Blink-182 and Green Day and all these big bands. So he was like the producer of the moment at that time, you know. So we were lucky to get him, and you know, record came out and did some cool things. And then recently, well, about maybe five years ago, the Babies, who's a pretty famous classic rock band, they broke up in 1981, and you know, one guy, well, John Waite was the singer, Tony Brock, the drummer, he went to Rod Stewart's band for like 10 years. Jonathan Cain went to Journey, keyboard player, he's still in Journey. So it was like one of those super groups from England, you know, and they just splintered off. And like 5 years ago, the drummer, Tony Brock, and Wally Stocker, the original guitar player, got it back again, you know, and I, you know, I wrote songs for the new record at that time and stayed in as a touring guitar player. So it's another thing that I'm doing.
Well, let's take a well. Look, right now, it's another Joey Sykes song. I'm just trying to think as far as your project. I mean, these are things you're doing under your own name as well.
Yeah, that one.
The American Life.
The first single for the Babies when we came out was called "I See You There." That's up on YouTube, and I wrote that song. So it was kind of that was a cool moment to have a song from a band like the Babies that you know, used, you know, played one of my, you know, recorded one of my songs as the first single. That was a pretty special moment.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you're a singer as well, so it's fun to actually see you out there with the mic in front. You're doing a great job with it.
Yeah, and I get to rock with the Babies. You get, you know, see me with some electric guitar, do some windmills, you know.
Well,
Fun.
this is a song called "That's American Life."
Oh.
Yeah.
My last solo album. Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a solo album. That's
A couple of them, but that one was classic new rock. That was my one a couple of years ago, and that was kind of the first single. That's American Life. Yeah, we did a little video in Nashville. It's kind of a fun video.
what I thought we'd give the audience a view of this because it's a little bit harder than some of the other songs. Does that sound good?
Yeah. That's it's like power pop. I like to say that's, you know, kind of I think that's between power pop and like country rock. That's probably my wheelhouse, I would say. You know, those two kind of elements.
Okay, well, let's take a listen. This is Joey Sykes, everybody. This is That's American Life. Enjoy.
Mommy, I'm ready to start.
That's American life. Maybe one day, maybe Tuesday night, history will change before your eyes.
Welcome back once again, everybody, to the Anything Goes Happy Hour here in downtown Laguna Beach at the Laguna Beach Culture Arts Center. We're here with our distinguished guest, Joey Sykes. And Joey, that was just an amazing song. And it,
you.
again, a great example of your lyrics and your writing skills, but also the song itself was just massively crafted, and it really gives us an insight about yourself. And yeah.
That's the best way to get to know me, I think, is like go back and listen to my songs and my couple of albums that I put out or songs that I've written, and I always tell that, you know, because that's really what's in my mind and what I like to talk about and write about, and a lot of it is real life experience or what I kind of, you know, notice about things or what I want to sing about, you know, so it's a good way to get to know me.
Yeah. Well, I know there's a big, exciting project you're working on. In fact, there's a couple of different ones. It seems like there's always something on the stove for you. But there is the COVID song. I know this is kind of a crazy time, and you mentioned a little bit about what's going on with your life right now with COVID. But is this a time where you actually get to write more and get more done?
Oh man, I'm getting so much done.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of musicians, especially writers, probably feel the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like a machine. But yeah, the COVID song. I had this title floating around for about 2 years, and all I had on my little recorder of ideas, I said, "Let's get through this," and I was like, that's all I had, and it was like every time I go back to my ideas, I kept hearing that, and I'm like, I don't know what that's going to be about, maybe a relationship or, you know, the financial crisis or anything, but then when this hit, I said, there it is, you know.
Yeah.
So I said, I gotta, you know, that's what I'm gonna write the song about. So,
I also hear that some of the nurses at a hospital in New York took that song and they cut some edits into it with all of them singing and dancing to it.
amazing. It was on the news in Long Island, where I'm from. Everyone was like texting me and calling me. Yeah, the nurses and doctors at this one hospital, St. Francis Hospital, which is a huge hospital, they all like got these signs, let's get through this, and there's 50 doctors and nurses were dancing to the song, and it was pretty special.
It's
That
pretty
was a couple
special.
months ago, yeah.
Now, I think would you like to show that video, or let's actually the original video, and then we'll have everybody go to his website to check out the one with the nurses. I think you all want to see that as well.
Both videos are cool. The lyric video, a friend of mine, Scott Sachs in Nashville, he's a very creative guy.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make it lighthearted. We didn't want to. I didn't want to write like a real deep song. There's enough depression and people being bummed out. So the song itself is more of like, you know, if you listen to it, it's really short. It's a 3-minute song.
Okay.
And it's just one of those, like, I just wanted to be 3 minutes of maybe optimism or uplifting or like a nice feeling, but still lyrically kind of saying what I wanted to say. So that's what I set out to do, hopefully.
That's great. Okay, Joey, let's go ahead and listen to Let's Get Through This.
Let's do it.
Let's get through this. We're gonna be okay. Let's get through this. We're gonna find a way. Let's get through this. It might take a little time. We'll be better on the other side. Let's get through this. It's gonna be okay. Let's get through this. We're gonna find a way. Let's get through this. It might take a little time. It's better when I see you smile. There's nothing going on around here. might take a little time. It's better when I see you smile. Let's get through this. It's gonna be okay. Let's get through this. We're gonna find a way. Let's get through this. Might take a little time. We'll be better on the other side. And it's better when I see you smile.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Anything Goes Happy Hour back here at the Cultural Arts Center, Laguna Beach, California, with our distinguished guest, Joey Sykes. Again, that was rocking. It's good. I love to see the different sides to you.
Yeah. I have many sides.
Again, we talked about the benefits, or not just the benefits, but the contributions musicians give. And you have another project you're working with a couple of friends of mine up in LA. And it's about homelessness. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Well, I seem to always it's like I want to do something good and I want to be meaningful, and sometimes I'm not real famous, so I always hope that maybe these things will get a big voice and do something nice, raise money for a nice charity. So I am well intended, so we'll hope that it goes through. But I wrote a song called Somewhere to Go about the homeless. And it's just such a bad problem, and it's just heartbreaking, to see all these people. And now it's just going to be worse with people who just, simply can't pay rent. What are you going to do?
Well,
and they're going to end up living in cars and stuff like that. I mean, that's heartbreaking. Like when people really want to do the right thing and live a good, decent little, modest life, and they can't even have a roof, with all the job loss that's going to go on. So,
and then you compound some other things worldwide that are taking place on top of it. It's scary. That's why we need good music and great artists.
Yeah. So I mean, through music and songwriting, I always like to do those kind of things. And there's a great Get Together Foundation and Rock Seller Magazine. A great girl, Lori Reimer. She's kind of helping me put it together with Denny
she's great.
Tedesco. Yeah, she's great. And we're just gonna have a little team and try to get. We are gonna make a really nice, impactful video to go along with this song, and just try to raise money.
That's great.
Whatever we all kind of think it's gonna do best with.
I didn't want to gloss over your relationship with Meredith and the good music that you've had with her. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Meredith Brooks.
Yeah.
Well, that was in the 1998. I heard about her auditioning guitar players. She had that song "Bitch." That was huge.
Yeah.
So
is it "I'm a Bitch"? Is that
I'm a bitch. So that song was so big. So she was auditioning guitar players. So it was like a cattle call. It was like 20 guitar players in L.A. and I went down just one of the 20, and I made it.
Yeah, that's great.
So then we got to do a lot of really cool things when I was in that band. We had a great band. We had myself, Herman Matthews was drummer. He played with Tower of Power, Richard Marx, and Kenny Loggins. Will Hollis was the keyboard player. He's in the Eagles right now. So it was just a killer band. And we played Madison Square Garden. We opened up for the Eurythmics.
Oh, yeah.
And the Staples Center. We did Jay Leno, and we went around
all the talk shows you've done.
Yeah, and it was just nice. In 2 years, got to do pretty much everything on my bucket list.
You've done all the talk shows. You've done, it's funny. You got to check everything off.
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
cool.
I think we're at the end of the interview right now, but the funny thing is that we get it's just the tip of the iceberg, and the same thing's going to be with Suki coming up next. So much work, just lifelong contributions to our enjoyment, but also to the causes that you've been involved with. I personally want to thank you for everything you stepped up for. I want to bring attention to everybody, all these artists and musicians. It's the last subject you should be cutting out of any school district, and that's what this Cultural Arts Center is here to prove, is how powerful the arts can be when you apply it in the right way, and shine a light on people that can inspire us and are humble enough to get out of the way of it and not try to manipulate it, but try to use it for good things. And that's you.
Music has been so special to me, and it really shaped me growing up. And that's one of the things with the project that I'm doing with the music education. I mean, for me, I was 8 years old, and was playing guitar, and then it just kind of mushroomed into my life and meeting all these great people and doing all these great things. So imagine any little kid who could, maybe it will take to it and they could do the same thing, or at least have a life that has a purpose and you know, helps them through. I mean, man, music's helped me through so many dark days and bad times, you know, so.
Studies are out, folks. You get better grades. You have a happier life. You don't need much. You have your art. It's great. So, Joey, thanks again for coming on the Anything Goes Happy Hour. Again, an open invitation to perform here when everything is opening back up. I would love to see you down here.
My pleasure.
And
and,
we'll think about that in
I'm
the future.
always posting stuff on, you know, Instagram, Joey Sykes 903.
Okay.
You know, YouTube has a bunch of videos between just, you know, punch in my name. There's a bunch of stuff in there, Honey River stuff, babies, and there's a lot of stuff on there. So
That's
thank
great.
you.
Well, thank you again.
You're welcome.
Just really pleased to have you on, and looking forward to seeing you again. And anything that pops up that's really important, let us know, because we'll announce it here, or throw another video into the system
Well, I'll
for
see
the
you again
shows.
when we're going to plug some stuff in next time.
All right, love it. Okay. All right, buddy. Thank you.
Coronavirus is a global crisis. We're gonna have to stay home to fight this. Indoors with our phones beside us. Literally left to our own devices. Don't you find it strange? A second ago our biggest stress was climate change. Now we face a more immediate threat. It's more lives in danger. It's time we change up. This is not about political mudslinging. It's not about silver spoon versus difficult upbringing. It's bigger than sectors lobbying government. This is about protecting everybody recovering. It's about detecting. It's about discovering, preventing unnecessary suffering. It's about preserving our healthcare systems, which are already struggling. Humankind has made so much progress, and since we all bask in the glory, gotta remember it's a process. I'm part of a story that started before me. I know that human experience is priceless when we're facing such a serious crisis. Collectively, we challenge these forces, manage resources. So I can't pretend to feel no form of unity with everyone else in this global community. We're internationally connected, and this brings us closer, as can be expected. It's why I'm still in touch with my old school teachers. Human beings are social creatures. We have debates, exaggerate and aggravate, exacerbate, but make no mistake, we're best when we collaborate. Will last longer, no less forever, if we use this time to progress together. The future holds unexposed danger, but no stress. Humankind is no stranger to progress. And as we've proven, when we collaborate, progress follows fast. We dictate what the future holds, because today's present is tomorrow's past.
Welcome back, everybody. See, the Anything Goes Happy Hour here in downtown Laguna Beach at the Laguna Beach Cultural Arts Center. We're here in the studio with our next incredible guest, Suki Dale.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
Pleasure to be here.
great to have you on the show.
Oh, great. I
Yeah.
see you in the tennis court, but this is very
Yeah.
unusual.
Well, I see this guy on the tennis court also, and he's really good. On top of everything else he's doing, he's a very talented tennis player. And I know a lot about your grandson and your nephew. Second, I don't know what it is, but they're really talented kids. And I've had the fortune of working with them. So, but I see him, and you're a coach, and you played a very high level too.
I trained my son to play for college.
Yeah.
But not as good as at your level, you know. So.
Oh no, don't go there. This kid is just unbelievably talented. So, yeah, I wish I was his age. Okay, enough about. The show's over. That was it. Talking about me. Yeah. Anyways, we're here to talk more not about the tennis part of his life, which is pretty incredible, but the actual art part of his life. He is one of the most talented sculptors and most revered sculptors in this town, which is an art town, founded as an artist colony. We take our art seriously here in Laguna Beach, and you've taken the town by storm and have left the town with this immense beauty. And I want to just, again, thank you for your contribution, again, to our, especially during these hard times, to go to Heisler Park in Laguna Beach and look at this city-sponsored sculpture that you made, Seabreeze.
It's a combination of bronze and resin.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot there, but how did that come about, really quickly? How did that come about?
The sculpture?
Yeah.
Well, it was a competition for California artist, Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
And so they went through their screening, and I was lucky enough they accepted me. The first wave was like 10 selections, and then they narrowed down to 3. They didn't even know how to pronounce my name.
Yeah.
So they said, well, there is this one guy, when they selected me, one of them. I said, just call me Suki. That will do.
Sukhdev is your full name?
Sukhdev.
Okay, yeah, it's something that people aren't used to saying different things, but once you learn it, you're like so liberated. Yes, I have another way, have another word, another name. Right. Well, I think the best way to kick this interview off is to give people a glimpse of who you are and some of the work you're doing. So I thought we would show the little video you have of Seabreeze.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, at the ocean, and right. I thought that would be a good introduction, and then we can find out a little bit more about your life.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Just a second too. The city put a sort of a little guideline. They want something to represent Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
So it was selected on those bases.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here we go, everybody. This is a short video called Seabreeze, and about the sculpture. This incredible sculptor created for this town. Here we go.
As he was unveiling it, first thing I noticed is her arms as she was coming out of the water and embracing nature.
It was fine, really. I mean, my arms really hurt after about half an hour of holding them up. But besides that, it was fun and great, yeah.
You know, I would say it was a part of it. To see it for the first time in the real is amazing. But I saw it as the full process. So Suki showed me his concepts of this 9 months ago, and I kind of watched him evolve evolve through it, and the struggles of all artists kind of run through as they go through a piece that's tremendous. And it's amazing. Like the finish is incredible. The space that it's at it's amazing. I think he totally nailed it.
Setting the scene here from the ocean and the sand and the people together, done real well. I've watched the artwork come into the city over years and years, and this is one of the best pieces that I've seen.
I think it's a perfect piece for here at this location in Laguna Beach. It captures, sort of, as he was saying, the spirit of the ocean. It brings it up here on a prominent point. It's going to be an iconic piece for many years, I know, and it.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Anything Goes Happy Hour here in downtown Laguna Beach at the Laguna Beach Cultural Arts Center. We're back with our distinguished guest, Suki Dale, sculptor extraordinaire, and I'm glad you got a little bit of a glimpse of what he does. It's pretty incredible, but I thought we'd find out a little bit more about how this all came into being, and you have an interesting background. Where did this all start?
Well, you know, I'm almost 80-year-old.
No, I didn't know that.
So if I start, I have to think, where do I start?
Yeah.
And I think it might be interesting for American young people and the school. You know, sometimes I go to some meeting or some gathering, and they ask for school budgets.
Yeah.
It's very low.
Yeah.
Where when I went to school, at first grade, second, third grade, they were under either mango tree or under a banyan tree.
Yeah.
So they were okay, grade 1 goes there, grade 2 go there. And we had no computers. We learned how to do the math, languages, 2-3 languages we have to learn.
And this is back in India.
It was done in India, in India, sorry.
Yeah.
That's where I was born. And it has to be done on slate. So every time the lesson, you do it on slate, erase it.
Yeah.
And keep it repeating. You know.
We have a great image, and you're not going to be able to see this because it's in the TriCaster, but this is the image. This is 1963. You were 23 years old, and you were the youngest professor on the campus at 23 years old. And with the dean of college, you're pictured here with. They're seeing this on the screen right now. Yeah, we're loading this in for them. And that was you've been doing it for a long time.
A long
time. That mango tree worked.
Right. I was pretty good in drawing in high school.
Yeah.
My family background is into doctors and surgeons. My father wanted me to become a doctor, right? Especially brain surgeon, because he was already a doctor. He wanted me to be better than him, you know?
Yeah.
Have you seen the show, the BBC show, Doc Martin?
No.
Okay, it's a medical doctor, surgeon, who faints every time he sees the blood. So.
Oh no, that's you, right?
So that's how I was.
Yeah.
So then I had to drop out of pre-medical subjects and took art subjects.
Yeah, it's funny how the brilliant minds, artists, and especially sculptors are engineers, and there's so much intelligence behind these things.
So the parents they should not force the kids what to do.
Yeah.
You know, let the kids decide what they want to do, and they do much better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so when did you come to? When did you come to America? You obviously made a big dent in India.
Lived in 4 different countries and 3 continents. That's Asia, Europe, Canada, and here.
So you went to Europe and Canada before America?
Well, when we graduate after 2 years of teaching, there's a problem in teaching. If you are a creative person, teaching becomes a routine. Every day do the same thing.
Yeah.
And after 2 years, I want to do something different. And in those days, the art center used to be Paris. So there was 3 of us students, we graduate together. We left India by car. We came through Persian desert, but that's a very long story.
Yeah.
What I have slept with scorpions and snakes, like
they're not so
on
bad.
10 Commandments. And they went there and came to Brussels. So I went to the Royal Academy of Palace des Beaux-Arts. It's a very prestigious college.
Yeah.
I want to see how the European art, what they are doing, how they.
Did you live there for a while?
I lived there 2 years.
2 years, that's a long
I was very good
time.
in French, but forgot it's been more than 50 years back.
Yeah.
So I had my first art exhibition there in Brussels. It was inaugurated by our ambassador. So I stayed there 2 years. Then a friend of mine asked, he was in Canada. He said, they need artists in Canada. I said, because, when you are a little curious, and I think a creative person are a little restless also, because you get bored very easy with something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you you can't create, then you are happy with what you're doing,
Yeah.
So that's when I came to Canada. And from Canada, I was there only a year. The studio used to work with Steve Kuhn's production from New York.
Yeah, yeah.
And the director was Ralph Bakshi. In 60s, he did Fritz the Cat, Heavy Traffic. Everybody knows from that era.
Oh, my God. Well, there's a lot there. What I'm going to show the audience while we're doing this, the photos of you with Swan Gallery, AIFCS Gallery, Gallery Romain Louis.
Yeah, that was in Brussels.
Brussels, yeah. So there are little images here of that. So the audience is looking at this right now.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The first picture is in Brussels. You can see I was a teenager, skinny-looking guy. And there was the ambassador from India to Brussels. So it was a show done there. And the second picture is my wife, Maria, is there, and the president's wife, President of India. It was at the New Delhi, I think, New Delhi, they call it a art center. It was one of the biggest art sculpture. And the bottom one is with Tippi Hedren. So this is where sometimes the artist can do something for the society. I was very passionate, I still am. I grew up in a ranch basically, which was about a family ranch, and the nature.
Let's take a photo of that. We're going to show them your ranch. We have a photo, or what is this, a painting? Is that your painting?
That's that my great-grandfather built that about 200 years ago. My brother still lives there.
Yeah.
So when I go there, I still stay there, so it's in the family.
That's great. Now, I do see the Hollywood piece here, and I know there's an interesting story as I see you with Maria over here. Maria with the mask on, socially distanced in the audience here, and it's at 1987 at the Oscars.
Yes.
I want to know that story.
Maria is a member of the Academy.
Oh, okay.
So we were invited generally every year.
Yeah.
You go there a couple of times, then you had enough unless you like drinking, So you can see there a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you do like drinking. That's great.
Then you go every year, but otherwise you get tired.
Yeah. That's incredible. And then, of course, you have...
I did, let me tell you about talking about Hollywood, just one little small story.
Yep.
Burt Reynolds was the top actor those days, right?
Yeah.
He wanted me to do his portrait, but he knew I do unusual stuff, not a regular portrait, the one a photographer can do it.
Yeah.
So it was surrealistic paintings, So he really loved it. It was him and his son. I forgot his name. Anyhow. But then the next day he said, come watch my live show like this.
Yeah.
And I was a little hesitant to go. He said, I tell you what. He said, I'll let you sit next to my wife. I said, okay then.
That's funny. Too funny.
He had a good humor. Yeah, it was very good humor.
Well, I think we're going to have to go to a commercial break now. And this is a commercial break. It's the teaser video for the Blue Water Music Festival. It's a little longer one. They found this lost footage of a festival that was here in town in 2015 that we spent years trying to embed in the town in celebration of the music aspect of Laguna's art scene. And the festival was really well received. It got fabulous reviews and everything. And we're going to be bringing it back. But the footage was lost. And the footage is really valuable for a lot of the musicians that played that day for several reasons, not only because it can be chopped up in YouTube videos and help with their marketing, but also it was an incredible day in the history of Laguna Beach. It was one of those magical days, and it was a documentation of this time and day, kind of like the second chapter of The Happening back in the 70s. This was a much different thing completely, but it's something we want to bring back, and it's the lost footage is a good way to kind of give people a taste of what it was. So we're going to go ahead and pop into that, and then come back and learn a little bit more about this guy over here.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the beautiful Laguna Beach, the home of the second annual Blue Water Music Festival. What's it about the Blue Water Music Festival that's so special?
I think Laguna Canyon is just a really special place. There's a lot of good energy here and a lot of people who are supporting culture as humans.
I saw you working it up there. You were with Buddy Silversmith. What was it like getting up there and performing with Trevor? Was that a great time or what?
It's always fun. Always a good time.
I'm excited to play for the community that I grew up in and support the Blue Water Foundation and hopefully get the music festivals going more in Laguna because it's a music town. We need to have more festivals.
This is what this thing's about. It's not just about having fun and a big party. It's about really demonstrating the power of arts and music for the benefit of the town and really for Orange County and beyond.
I'm performing with a band called The Record Company.
You sing about love?
Of course.
Oh, for the ladies.
Well, one lady.
I never feel any negative vibes. It's always a good vibration.
Yes. Do you get nervous before you hit the stage?
Only when I'm talking to beautiful ladies with a microphone in their hand.
When it comes to me being straight laced and no chase, by dropping that funk around, you understand me? We got to keep funk alive, and this is what this is all about.
This music festival, it was a chance to play with my brothers here and to bring music and to bring awareness that everybody needs it.
We just flew in today because we really wanted to make it out to this thing. To have a festival in our hometown, so to speak, is a really awesome thing.
I love you so much. Blue Water Music Festival.
Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the Anything Goes Happy Hour here in downtown Laguna Beach at the Laguna Beach Cultural Arts Center. We're back here with Sukhdev Dale. We're getting better here.
You pronounce it very well.
Yeah, thank you. I've had issues many times, but we won't talk about those. Okay. I do know my own name. That's a good start. You've done so much. This is a sculpture of a tennis player, and I know tennis has been a big part of your life. That must have been kind of fun to get a commission for something like this.
Right.
This is at Match Point?
It's a Match Point. It's up in Monterey County.
Okay.
At a tennis club called Chamisal. And they have actually, no, not this year, but last year they have qualifying for US Open there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've seen so many people that would like to take a picture with the sculpture.
Pre-qualifying.
Yeah,
pre-qualifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big tournament.
You know probably more, and there will be a lot of people there. I think there was some prize money, or I don't know exactly the whole process.
Yeah. The people that won that tournament would get the opportunity to play in the qualifying tournament, which would only be players 250 in the world and above, or a lot less than that,
and
actually.
I heard some comment from some tennis players that this sculpture is better than the one they have US Open.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
Thank you.
That looks great. This is great.
Well, it's a stylized, And can we talk? Can I say something about sculpture?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
I'm on still. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
but they've seen an image of it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like a sculpture, the thing is better. The reason some people recognize art, we're talking about art and art.
Mhm. Yeah.
So everything is art, of course. Music is art, the writing art, sculpture, painting, they are all art.
Yeah.
But there is a little different creating art and doing a creative art.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you do creative, that means you should not just copy what you learned. And there is a famous saying, I don't know who said it, but anyhow, that if you cannot pass your teacher, you have learned nothing.
Yeah. That's the foundation.
Yeah, foundation. Of course, we have, we learn from every past history of 4 generations, even to the cave people.
Yep.
Talking again about art, the cave people, the first time the cave paintings were shown to Picasso, who is considered the last century's master, right?
Yeah.
When he looked at it, he said that he has done nothing. In other words, respect for that much for the people that created it 30,000 years ago.
Yeah, you see the images. I see them today, and I'm just
There are
dumbfounded.
some
It's like, well, the
artists
human
can't even
spirit,
do it
40,000
equal to
years
that.
ago.
Even today, they can't do it.
Yeah, that was 35,000 years ago, I think. Or something,
Right.
yeah.
A lot of the art we do, we have a lot accumulation from what we see on the film. These days, especially on a video, on your phone, everywhere there is art.
Yeah.
Music, that is music, writing, everything. So there's a lot to learn from and maybe create something of your. But those people, the cave people, has no idea. So they were the real genius.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. To me, I consider that a real artist, and that's what we look for when we book people on the show, are people that are taking their skills, creating something original for, in many cases, for not just our enjoyment, but to move the world forward in some way. There's a meaning behind it, a greater meaning. Let's put it that way.
And Laguna is a fantastic place for that.
Yeah.
As you know, the art flourish where there's a cluster of similar minds or a creative mind. It doesn't have to be painter, it can be musician, writers, whatnot. And Laguna Beach, may I say something else about the city?
Yeah.
The reason I love it staying here, this is the best place in the world.
I agree.
That's why you have people coming, they want to live in California. Property prices is going up like crazy all the time. And you know why? Because there is no other place as good as California. I can say I lived in many places.
Yeah.
Okay, I have been from Canada to Chile, from Japan to California. There is no other place.
Yeah, this is a perfect.
Perfect. And
perfect oasis,
the people should actually. This is a little thing that not get too angry about our own situation here. We are having a very bad situation. But still, it's much better to be here as long as you keep your distance. We don't have a problem with this.
Yeah.
And about 10 years ago, I want to again praise Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
I was working in the studios, one evening coming around 10 or 11 p.m. The intersection of El Toro and Canyon.
Yeah,
Road.
Laguna Canyon Road.
The Laguna Canyon Road.
Yeah.
It was 10 p.m. There was hardly any traffic. And there was one car way behind me. So I went through the red light.
Oh, no.
And as soon as I crossed, the guy behind me speed up with flashing light. So it was a police.
Of course, that's the way it works.
So he said, oh, God. I said, I generally don't. In 50 years, I may have gotten 3 or 4 tickets.
Yeah.
So he pulled up. So I opened the door. He came next to me, lean over as they do. They said, can I see your ID? So I opened my wallet, handed him my driving license. When I was handling, I said, officer, I'm sorry, I think I ran the red light.
Yeah.
So he said, yes. So he checked, he verified all that, And then he says, then I, again, second time, apologize. I said, I apologize for running the red light. You know what he said? He said, be careful, sir. It can be dangerous. Don't do it. I said, okay, sir, I'll remember that. Don't do it. So the purpose of that, me saying is that even some police is bad here.
Mm-hmm.
But I have never seen Laguna or in Los Angeles, and I'm not white American, right?
Yeah.
They treat you, it's like you reap what you sow,
Mm-hmm.
And so it depends how you treat other person. And generally, if I am very polite to you, there is no way you're going to punch me.
Yeah, no.
And we have very old saying that even a lion does not eat if you light in front of him. If you lay down, it's an old saying, which basically means that if you are humble to somebody, the anger of the other person will be unguarded,
Yeah.
You're lowering his temperature. So it's very much on each individual, on every side.
Yeah, you become an
Just to
ally.
treat other person
Yeah.
little bit with respect and let everybody do their job, whatever they are given, and follow the rules.
Yeah.
I even went to the, may I continue?
Yeah, please.
It's very short.
Yeah. And
This is just about Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
I went to the park here. I go for a walk where we met.
Yeah. Yeah, Heisler. Yeah,
Yeah.
near the sea breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, in the morning, if you go walk there in the morning, everybody follows line. Okay? And in the afternoon, you walk there, there's a group of 5, even 10, even more than 10 people sometimes. And you have to jump out of their way into the bushes to avoid the close contact.
Yeah.
Now, those people don't respect the disease or the condition we have in this country.
Yeah, I agree.
They should do
Yeah.
that. So I even went to the city hall, and I said, I'd like to talk to who controls our corona problem in Laguna Beach. She said, they took me to his secretary. He wasn't there because of the condition, he's working from home.
Yeah.
So I went there. So she said, oh, can I help you? I said, I need more than 1 minute. May I? She said, oh, come on, sit down here. So he took me to the office, their meeting office. I said, I would just like to suggest something to help control corona in Laguna Beach. She said, yes. So I told her this situation, that's in the morning, people they behave, they go stay on their side, keep the distance. In the afternoon, nobody keeps the distance. So I offered her, I said, tell your boss who is in charge, working from home, I will buy the paint, I'll buy the labor. I know how to make stencil with arrows and dots.
Yeah.
I said, I will do it. She said, oh, that's very kind of you, sir. And she said, I will relay the message, So she took my number, and a couple of days, the gentleman called me. Of course, he was very gracious, He said, oh, thank you, Mr. Dale, for offering that. And then very typical city answer, we are working on it.
Yeah.
And, but thank you. But this is the problem where people don't take responsibility.
Oh, no, I agree. We're stuck in the middle of it. We could be here a year from now, with the same conversations, unless we actually change our actions.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people think it's a big conspiracy and this is all fake. And even if it is, if there's a chance it's not, we should be taking and being proactive, because I don't want to be here a year from now, and that we can't afford it.
No person
So,
should,
yeah.
everybody should take responsibility and respect a space of the other person.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we have we're coming to the end of the interview, but
Okay.
there's one other piece I wanted to talk about really quickly.
Okay. Sorry
It's
to-
hunters. No.
This is appreciation of the
I
city.
love the insight, and it's wisdom you're imparting on us. So pearls of wisdom, I appreciate it. Hunters by you, and the audience is seeing this
I
right
see.
now.
Yeah, okay, that's our family home
What's up? Okay,
in India.
that's the entrance.
Pardon me?
That's the entrance to your family home.
Entrance, yeah,
Okay.
entrance. My great-grandfather fought, of course, against the British and with the British. As you know, for a war, for a soldier, it's a job, you know. And so when he came from the fighting in, I think it was in Kandahar. You pronounce it Kandahar.
Kandahar,
It's
yeah.
Kandahar. And so he built that. So to glorify him, I made this sculpture.
Oh, it's beautiful. And it's a fountain, right?
No, it's on top of the gate. It's
Oh,
on
okay,
the
okay.
arch. Yeah.
Got it.
It's on the top of the gate.
I'm looking at the other painting. We'll
Right,
show this to the audience.
Right.
Yeah, there we go.
The gate is even in front here.
Oh, God. Okay.
It's-
Yeah, I figured.
It's on the roadside. Yeah.
Pan out. We'll see it. Well, we're at the end of the interview. I want to thank you for coming on, and hope everybody goes out to Heisler Park and does notice. Can you describe exactly? It's on that path leading up towards Las Brisas and the gazebo from Main Beach,
Right.
and it's this. It's just because it originally was at wasn't at Main Beach, right? And
It
they
was
moved it-
supposed to be on the main beach,
Yeah.
and so there is some city clause that the sculpture can be more than 3 feet tall.
Got it.
So it doesn't destruct the view.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was the reason.
Yeah.
So then they showed me 10 different places. It was very nice, the city.
Mm-hmm.
They walked with me, even in the canyon in front of the
Mm-hmm.
art, the art festival. So I said, because I told them, I said, the sculpture is designed to be by the sea.
Yeah.
Because the wind is coming, her hair turns into waves and different colors, a reflection of the sun with water.
Mhm.
That it should be, so this would be more proper.
It's a perfect place. If you hit home
It's
run,
very-
better than Main Beach.
Yes.
I think. That's
Yes.
where the breeze comes right up there.
It
It's
is.
great. Yeah,
It is.
It's beautiful. Well, thank you again for all your contributions to the town and the world. I know you've stepped up across
I
the
must
world and
say, I
India
feel
as
very
well.
fortunate to be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And very grateful to this country.
Yeah.
That they give chance. In my own hometown country,
Yeah.
if was situation like this, selection of an artist, I had to bribe some officer to get the contract.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we're
this
happy
is
to
what
have you here.
Americans don't
Yeah.
know that. Majority of the Americans don't
Yeah,
know
we are
that,
very lucky.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I've traveled in Europe for 4.5 years, lived in different countries, and that's much more privileged than a lot of other places in the world. But yeah, it's definitely you come back here and you realize how lucky we are in Laguna Beach, especially California. But every place is beautiful, and you do bring the weather with you. But
go
it
to
is nice to have nice weather.
Yeah, it's that what
Yeah.
beats every other place. There are
Yeah.
other places in the world.
Yeah.
We go to Croatia every year. It's
Oh,
a
that's
gorgeous
beautiful.
place.
Beautiful, yeah.
But the weather is not as good as here year round.
Yeah.
It's a good weather, but only few months.
Mhm.
Nothing like here. Here you have average temperature 7 to 80 degree year round. You can play tennis.
Yeah. Well, Suki, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you on the courts. Are you back on the courts?
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah. I see Todd is smiling
Yeah.
there.
One of our cameramen's another tennis player, folks. They're everywhere.
There should be a tennis club here.
That's something that we should talk about. Creating a little club atmosphere, organizational wise. We don't need a clubhouse because we have imaginations here in Laguna Beach. We can actually do things through computers, and it's fun. It's starting to happen slowly.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you again for coming on the Anything Goes Happy Hour.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and check it out, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Alert the Globe. Oh, nope, not this week. And yeah, thank you for everybody. And we'll see you next Sunday from 5 to 6:30 or 5 to 6. We'll figure that out. Actually, it's going to be 5 to 6:30 next Sunday. And enjoy your weekend. Bye.